everyone! Thinking about dyeing your hair at home? It can seem a little intimidating, right? We've all been there. But guess what? It's totally doable, and you can get amazing results without stepping into a salon. This guide is your new best friend for all things at-home hair dye. We're going to break it down step by step so you feel confident and ready to rock your new color. No more mystery, just clear, easy-to-follow instructions. We'll cover everything from the must-have tools to those little tricks that make all the difference. Plus, we'll tackle troubleshooting because, hey, things happen. Don't worry, we've got your back. So, are you ready to unleash your inner hairstylist? Let's do this! Alright, before we dive into the colorful world of at-home hair dye, let's make sure you've got everything you need. Think of it like getting ready to bake a cake. You need the right ingredients and tools before you start mixing. First things first, you need a game plan. What color are you going for? Are you doing a full head of color or just some highlights? Once you know what you want, you can gather your supplies. Don't worry, we'll walk through each item. Having the right tools makes all the difference. It's like having the right paintbrushes for a masterpiece. The right tools make the process smoother and help you achieve that salon-worthy result. So, let's get you prepped and ready to go. Now for the star of the show, the hair dye itself. There are tons of options out there, from permanent dyes to temporary washes. It can feel overwhelming, but don't stress. Permanent dyes are like that committed relationship. They're here to stay. They offer the most dramatic change and will last the longest. Semi-permanent dyes are like trying something new. They fade gradually over several washes, giving you a chance to experiment with different shades. Then we have temporary dyes and color depositing conditioners. These are your go-to for a quick fling with color, perfect for a fun weekend or special event. They wash out easily, so you can switch up your look without commitment. Remember, the type of dye you choose depends on your desired result and how long you want the color to last. Safety first, always. Before you even open that box of hair dye, let's talk about protecting yourself. Hair dye can stain skin and clothes, so it's important to be prepared. First and foremost, gloves are your new best friend. Most dye kits come with gloves, but if not, grab a pair from the drugstore. Trust me, you don't want colorful fingers for the next week. Next up, an old towel is a must-have. Drape it over your shoulders to protect your clothes from any accidental drips. Now let's talk about your workspace. Choose a well-ventilated area. Your bathroom is usually a good bet. Cover any surfaces you don't want to get dye on, like your countertop or floor, with newspaper or plastic wrap. Being prepared is key to a stress-free dyeing experience. Remember, it's easier to prevent a mess than to clean one up later. The patch test, your safety net. Before we jump into the fun part, we need to talk about the patch test. I know, it sounds kind of boring, but trust me, it's super important. Think of it like a dress rehearsal for your hair. The patch test is all about making sure you don't have any allergic reactions to the hair dye. It's rare, but it's better to be safe than sorry, right? The instructions on how to do a patch test will be on your dye box. Usually it involves mixing a tiny bit of dye and applying it to a small area of skin, like behind your ear. You'll need to wait about 48 hours to see if there's any redness, itching, or irritation. If your skin's happy, you're good to go. If not, it's best to choose a different dye or talk to your doctor. Remember, your health is more important than any hair color. Alright, now that we've got the safety stuff out of the way, let's get your hair ready for its big transformation. Just like a canvas needs to be prepped before painting, your hair needs a little TLC before it meets the dye. First things first, don't wash your hair right before dyeing it. I know it sounds counterintuitive, but your hair's natural oils actually help protect your scalp from irritation. If your hair's feeling extra greasy, you can give it a quick rinse with just water a day or two before. Next, detangle your hair thoroughly. You want the dye to be applied evenly, and knots can get in the way. Use a wide tooth comb or a detangling brush to gently work through any tangles. This is also a good time to apply a thin layer of petroleum jelly around your hairline. This will create a barrier and prevent the dye from staining your skin. Now comes the fun part, sectioning your hair. This step might seem a bit extra, but trust me, it's the secret to achieving that flawless, even color. Think of your hair as a cake, and you're dividing it into sections to make sure every part gets frosted evenly. Start by dividing your hair into 4 sections, 2 at the top and 2 at the bottom. You can use hair clips to keep the sections in place. If you have thicker hair, you might want to divide it into even smaller sections. The goal is to work with manageable pieces of hair, so you don't miss any spots. Once you've sectioned your hair, give each section a quick once-over to make sure there are no hidden tangles lurking beneath the surface. The smoother your hair, the more evenly the dye will apply, and the better your results will be. Section 4. Applying like a pro tips for stress-free dyeing. All right, it's showtime. We're finally ready to apply the dye. Take a deep breath and remember, you've got this. We're going to take it slow and steady, one section at a time. Put on your gloves and make sure you're in a well-ventilated area. Now, follow the instructions on your dye kit to mix the color. Usually you'll be mixing a developer with the color cream. Once it's mixed, you can start applying it to your hair, section by section. Start at the roots, where your hair is usually the lightest, and work your way down to the ends. Use the applicator brush to apply the dye evenly, making sure every strand is saturated. Don't be afraid to really massage the dye into your hair. We want to make sure every single strand gets its moment to shine. Section 1. Timing is everything. How long to let it sit? All right, you've applied the dye like a pro. Now comes the hardest part, the waiting game. But don't worry, we're going to make the most of this downtime. First things first, check those instructions again. Each hair dye has a specific processing time, usually around 30 minutes. This is where the magic happens, so don't cut it short. Set a timer, put your feet up, and relax. While you wait, resist the urge to constantly touch your hair. We want that color to develop evenly and beautifully. If you're worried about drips, you can pop on a shower cap or wrap your hair in plastic wrap. This will also help to trap in some heat, which can speed up the processing time. Section 2. Long hair, don't care. Tips for luscious locks. Got long, flowing locks? Dyeing long hair at home can seem intimidating, but don't sweat it. With a few simple tricks, you'll have those long tresses looking fabulous in no time. The key is to work in small sections, just like we talked about before. This ensures that every strand of hair gets coated with dye. Don't be afraid to use a generous amount of dye, especially towards the ends of your hair, where it tends to be drier and more porous. Another helpful tip is to use clips to secure each section after you've applied the dye. This will keep your hair organized and prevent any accidental color transfers. Remember, patience is your friend when you're working with long hair. Take your time and don't rush the process. Section 3. Short and sweet, conquering color on shorter cuts. Short hair, don't despair. Dyeing shorter styles at home is a breeze, and you can totally rock those vibrant hues. The trick with short hair is precision. You want to make sure you're applying the dye evenly without getting it all over your scalp. A small applicator brush is your best friend here. It allows you to apply the dye with more control and get those hard-to-reach areas. If you're going for an all-over color, start at the roots and work your way down. For highlights or a more textured look, you can apply the dye in thin streaks or sections. Just remember to blend well for a natural-looking finish. Short hair is all about making a statement, so have fun with it. Section 4. Rinsing it out, the grand finale. The timer has gone off and you're probably itching to see your new color. But before you do, it's time for the grand finale, rinsing out the dye. This step is crucial for achieving a vibrant, long-lasting color. First, put your gloves back on. We don't want stained fingers. Next, hop in the shower and rinse your hair with lukewarm water. Keep rinsing until the water runs clear. This might take a few minutes, so be patient. Once the water runs clear, you can wash your hair with a color-safe shampoo. This will help to remove any residual dye and keep your color looking fresh. Avoid using hot water, as it can strip your hair of its newly acquired color. Remember, we want that color to stay put. Section 5. Towel drying tips. Be gentle. You've rinsed out the dye, and your hair is looking fabulous. But before you reach for the hairdryer, let's talk about towel drying. Wet hair is delicate, so it's important to be gentle. First things first, ditch the rough towel and grab an old t-shirt instead. T-shirts are much gentler on your hair and won't cause as much friction. Gently squeeze out excess water from your hair, then wrap the t-shirt around your head like a turban. Avoid rubbing your hair with the towel, as this can create frizz and damage your hair cuticles. Instead, let the t-shirt absorb the excess moisture for about 10 to 15 minutes. If you're short on time, you can use a hairdryer on a low heat setting, but make sure to use a heat protectant spray first. Remember, happy hair is healthy hair. Troubleshooting? We've got your back. Okay, so maybe things didn't go exactly according to plan. Don't freak out. Every at-home hairstylist has been there. The good news is, most hair dye mishaps can be fixed or at least toned down. Let's tackle some common issues and get you back on track to loving your locks. One common problem is staining on your skin. Remember that petroleum jelly we talked about? It's a lifesaver. If you do get dye on your skin, don't scrub. Gently apply some petroleum jelly to the stain and let it sit for a few minutes. Then, use a damp washcloth to gently wipe it away. Another issue is color that's not taking as well as you'd hoped, especially on resistant grays. Don't worry, we've got a trick for that. Next time, try applying dye to your grays first. They often need a little extra processing time to absorb the color fully. Give them some extra love, and they'll reward you with vibrant color. Oops, uneven color. Don't panic, we can fix it. So you've rinsed out your hair and you notice some patches of uneven color. First of all, don't panic. Uneven color is a common issue, especially for first-time DIY dyers. The good news is that it's usually an easy fix. If the unevenness is subtle, you might be able to even it out with another round of hair dye. This time, focus on the lighter sections, applying the dye more generously to those areas. However, if the unevenness is drastic or you're dealing with multiple shades, it's best to call in the professionals. A professional color correction can help to neutralize any unwanted tones and create a more balanced, natural-looking result. Remember, it's better to invest in a professional fix than to risk further damage by trying to fix it yourself. Sometimes it's best to let the experts work their magic. Color too light or too dark? Adjusting your shade. So the color isn't quite what you expected. Maybe it's too light, too dark, or maybe that ashy blonde turned out a bit more brassy than you'd hoped. Don't worry, you've got options. If your color turned out too dark, don't reach for the bleach just yet. Try a clarifying shampoo. Clarifying shampoos are designed to remove product buildup and can help to lift some of the color without damaging your hair. You can also try adding a few tablespoons of baking soda to your regular shampoo for a similar effect. If your color is too light, you can always add more dye. Just make sure to follow the same instructions as before, and focus on the areas that need more color. For unwanted brassiness, a purple shampoo can be your new best friend. Purple shampoos neutralize yellow and orange tones, helping to maintain cool blondes and keep brassiness at bay. Remember, hair color is a journey, and sometimes it takes a little tweaking to achieve your perfect shade. Keep that color poppin'. Woohoo! You did it! You've successfully dyed your hair at home and are officially rocking a brand new look. Feels amazing, right? But like any good relationship, your hair color needs a little TLC to stay vibrant and healthy. First and foremost, invest in some color-safe hair products. Regular shampoos and conditioners can strip your hair of its color, so using products specifically designed for color-treated hair is key. These products are formulated to be gentle on your hair while helping to maintain your color's vibrancy. Another pro tip: turn down the heat. Hot water can also fade your color faster, so try washing your hair with lukewarm or even cool water. And when you're styling, use a heat protectant spray before using any hot tools like curling irons or straighteners. Think of it as giving your hair a little shield against the heat. You've got this. Dyeing your hair at home is a fun and rewarding experience. Remember, it's all about expressing yourself and having fun with your look. Don't be afraid to experiment, try new colors, and find what makes you feel confident and fabulous. Let's recap the process one last time. Start with a patch test. Gather your supplies, prep your hair, section it carefully, apply the dye evenly, wait patiently, rinse thoroughly, and follow up with some color-loving care. See? Not so scary, right? Now go out there, rock that new color, and don't forget to share your amazing hair transformations with the world. You've got this. Stay tuned for more hair tips and tricks, and remember, the most important thing is to have fun and love the hair you're in.